welcome to 9 on the Positive Side. Thanks so much for joining us this weekend. It's muscadine grape harvesting season across the state, and this is what it looked like last week at a small local vineyard and winery. Our Ken Watlington revisits that place, owned and operated by a retired couple, now doing something unheard of in Pitt County.
When you think of wine, France or Italy probably come to mind, maybe California's Napa Valley. You likely don't think of Pitt County, North Carolina.
Over 1,200 vines covering 6 acres, 10 varieties of muscadine grapes.
This is Seven Pines Vineyard and Winery.
It's something new and it's something different.
Pitt County's first winery.
Never thought I'd be sitting in the middle of a vineyard in Pitt County.
Right.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Philip Guy and his wife Courtney officially started Seven Pines in 2015, but the roots of the winery go back to 2002 when they planted the first vines just outside their home near Falkland, simply to have grapes to eat. A few years later,
we started making some homemade wine and learning more about it, and I took some courses at a local community college down in Kenansville.
And what began as a hobby eventually turned into a business.
And then we realized that there were no wineries at all in Pitt County or surrounding counties. Plenty of wonderful local breweries, distilleries, but no wineries. So we decided to go ahead and let it be something that we would do in retirement.
So much for rest and relaxation.
We do everything by hand. We hand harvest. We don't do machines. And we only harvest by hand the ripest grapes. We hand crush those grapes. Fermentation is in small batches. That gives us better control. We filter it, bottle it by hand, cork it by hand, do labels by hand, one at a time, you know.
Now you can find more than a dozen labels of Seven Pines at several wine shops in the East and every Saturday at Pitt County's Leroy James Farmers Market.
It's great. We made lots of friends and we're able to spread the word about locally made wine. People love to support local businesses, especially local vineyards and wineries.
As for the wine itself,
we have something for everyone's taste, from sweet to dry.
Classics like Pinot Grigio and Chardonnay.
We also offer fruit flavored wines. Big seller is a wine that's called Crisp and Cool. It is a Riesling wine flavored with green apple juice.
Some even winning awards at the NC State Fair wine competition.
We're small, but we make good wine.
Not bad for a couple enjoying retirement by working harder than ever.
We wake up, I can walk out in the back door and I'm in the middle of a winery. To be able to come out here and work every day with your hands and produce something that people love. So it's a great feeling.
And that was our Ken Watlington. And be sure to check out Ken's People and Places Extra podcast for the full conversation with Philip Guy from Seven Pines Vineyard and Winery. You can find it on the WNCT Podcast Network or wherever you can find your podcasts. And we'd also love to hear your ideas for future People and Places segments. Reach out to Ken through email or connect with him on social media. A special delivery at Maynard Children's Hospital in Greenville is bringing a smile to patients. We're talking about this delivery of more than 200 Lego kits. It's thanks to TikTok star Russell Cassava and donations from local Allstate agents. Cassava and his organization Little Bricks Charity dropped off the 200 Legos.
Making Legos is just having fun.
Legos are a fan favorite around here, so I can already pick about 10 patients upstairs that are going to be so excited.
Greenville's a special place to me. I have family here, so I want to try to make sure to give back to the community that gave back to me. I love Lego bricks, but more importantly, I know what these kids have been through, and I love what Lego does for these kids in the hospital.
Cassava is a former ECU student, 3-time Guinness World Record holder for walking barefoot on Legos, and a verified TikTok creator. This is the 3rd Lego drop-off at the hospital at ECU Health, with more than 200 boxes of Legos. A new program is kicking off at a time for science. The program is called Grits, but not the kind you eat. It's for girls really into STEM. Celine Kulas is a Pitt County high schooler. She wanted to give girls a place to learn more about the STEM field and do some hands-on experiments.
I hope that these girls feel inspired to pursue a passion within STEM. That way, because there is a gender gap within how many girls are within STEM careers. And I hope that this helps them feel confident enough to go into a STEM career.
This is a free program happening twice every month throughout the school year. 3rd through 5th graders will meet on the 2nd Tuesday of every month. Girls in 6th through 8th grade will meet on the 4th Tuesday. Visit our website for a link to get registered. Students at one North Carolina high school are getting an out-of-this-world experience. They gathered at Chapel Hill High School for a STEM fair. They got the opportunity to speak with astronauts on board the International Space Station and even ask some questions. They also heard from a Chapel Hill native who won last year's Genes in Space contest. Her experiment made it to space.
To have lots of different science experiences, like in aquatic ecology, like in rivers, or involving like the heart. And so those different opportunities just help me get a broader sense of what science could look like.
The school district's STEM fair introduced students to different paths available in science, technology, engineering, and math. A mural in Washington is getting an update. Take a look at this Coca-Cola mural that's been restored to full color. Artists Amber Thompson and Washington native Samantha Brinson made it all happen.
The colors, to me, it just brightens my day, and I know it's got to brighten everyone else's. I mean, it speaks volumes coming back and having this year. This corner wasn't popping until this was almost done yesterday, and I was walking up and I just, you feel a sense of completeness.
Those colors are really vibrant. We're told the project took 3 days to complete. And speaking of murals, let's check this out. There is something new, Pirate Nation pride on display in downtown Greenville. This is on the side of ECU's Research, Economic Development and Engagement building. ECU teamed up with the city and the Pitt County Arts Council for the mural, which shows a pirate ship busting through a brick wall. You see that right there. Design of the mural was chosen through a contest with the university's creative service designers. A woman from right here in North Carolina is using her favorite family recipes to run a successful business. We'll take you to As Good as It Gets and show you the delicious foods it offers. Every family has a few great recipes, and they are worth sharing with others. Now, one woman is seeing her brand grow more than she's ever expected. Brad Jones tells us she's doing it by creating the foods that bring back a lot of fond memories. And guess what? They're made right here in North Carolina.
When you see the kind of recipes that Andrea Cardwell cooks up, it's obvious she grew up in a family with some great cooks.
A lot of things that I make remind people of things their grandparents used to make. Like my grandma used to make grape leaf pickles, and then my mom started doing it and we all loved them, so she made them for us every year.
Years ago, she was making salsa. Her friends told her she needed to put it in a jar and sell it. That launched her brand, As Good as It Gets. She now offers 7 different kinds of salsa.
I had a customer ask for no sugar in it. I had just a little bit of sugar added, and my son said he couldn't taste the difference. He thought it was better, so then I just quit adding sugar to it. So, you know, it's healthier for you now than it was.
She also makes 12 kinds of pickles, 3 types of hot sauce, 4 kinds of chow chow. Getting her product line into a major chain of grocery stores was a big step, but she also depends on a lot of smaller, local mom-and-pop stores like Mustin and Crutchfield and Kernersville. Those small businesses are often a great support network for each other.
It's just really good to have local people where you can get feedback from, or get ideas, or just get other people to know where you can buy your ingredients from. You know, you might talk with somebody else that has an in with another distributor or something that can help you out.
Andrea left her regular job in 2016 to put all her energy into the business, and just recently added a new kitchen setup in her basement to serve as a workspace. Every day, she's hard at work, turning out the kind of food that sparks a few memories, and she's proud of that.
I do everything by hand, so that makes me proud for somebody to buy my products and tell me how much they enjoyed them, to know that, you know, I made that.
Andrea makes sure that every jar of salsa, every pickle, everything she makes is as good as it gets, and her customers agree every time they take a bite.
If you have a story idea, you can send it on over to us. We want to hear about the good things happening in your communities. Just email newsdesk@WNCT.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook or over on Twitter. There's a new officer in town. Next, the mission to protect law enforcement and their mental health with the help of a furry friend. The Wake County Sheriff's Office has a new officer on board, and the sole purpose is to help with mental health. This is K-9 Officer Winston. His handler says the 6-month-old poodle has already made an impact while working with first responders.
In no time flat, you have folks that have been through highly stressful situations that are doing their best to just brush it off and move on, and now they're on the floor interacting with the dog and getting some relief and getting to talk with folks from our peer team like myself and our colleagues across the agency to help them process and pick up a few skills along the way.
What a special mission Winston has. Compton says the poodle is the first canine to join their peer support team. However, there will be 3 others joining Winston out there soon. For many people, taking a flight could be stressful. For others, it means pure fear. But at Miami International Airport, there is a special 4-legged friend who is there to help passengers de-stress and smile. Maribel Rodriguez has the story.
This is Brody. Brody's here at the Ambassador Program for Miami-Dade Aviation. He's here to keep you happy and de-stressed.
He's doing a great job.
Is he?
He's doing a great job, hey, Brody.
It very well could be one of the most rewarding jobs, making people smile and at ease.
You want to say hi? This is Brody. See how soft he is? Hey, Brody, look. She wants to say hi to you, Brody.
Say
hi. Hi.
2 days a week, Brody, a therapy dog, and his handler, Anna Delphus, spend 4 hours volunteering at Miami International Airport, sharing unconditional love.
We walk around and look for people that look like they may want to pet the dog. We make people happy, basically. They're stressed out from going through the TSA checkpoint. They're stressed out because they may miss their flight or they don't know where they are.
7-year-old Brody, a Bernese Mountain Dog, is one of several 4-legged friends, part of MIA's Miami Hound Machine program. They help passengers get into the rhythm of flying.
Somehow he seems to know that you need it, and he goes up to you and he leans on you and lets you know that, hey, I'm here for you. There was a young lady who was on her phone, and she says to me, oh, I can pet him. She hung up her phone and got down on the floor with Brody for a good 2 minutes. And when I said to her, you guys are really communing, she looks up at me and she was crying. And she apologized and basically said, I'm so sorry, I just lost my husband today.
And it's because of stories like that and smiles like these that can serve as a beautiful reminder of the incredible impact a single act of kindness and unconditional love can have on so many.
You know, as you're walking down the airport, you can see them smile at us, and right away we feel like, hey, we made them happy, even if they didn't touch them.
Go Brody. A school in Wisconsin is finding a way to comfort students with their new therapy dog. This is Prada, the 3-year-old golden retriever and yellow lab mix just started her job at the high school this year. She greets students in the hallways, comforts students in the student services office who need to talk to a counselor, and also spends time with students with disabilities to help them develop life skills.
We've noticed a lot of mental health needs, especially the past few years since COVID. Students experience anxiety, things like that. So really thinking that Prada could bring that calming presence to our building.
For now, Prada is based at this high school as she gets acclimated, but the plan is for her to do more work across the district. Here's a feel-good story about finding your family. A dog named Scout turned his days as a stray into a permanent, loving home. Back in 2017, Scout kept breaking out of an animal shelter, and each time, for some reason, he made his way to a nearby long-term care facility. Now, he's just a member of the family. Scout's a very important part of the team, too. Jared Hill shows us more.
Scout has become a bit of a canine caretaker. He goes onto these floors, and as soon as people see him, they want to pet him.
He's made this nursing home in Michigan his home after escaping from a nearby animal shelter, not once, but 3 times, landing back on this same couch each time.
We still don't know what that reason was to this day, but there had to be a reason because he showed up 3 times in the same week.
And that's when the staff at Meadowbrook decided he should just stay.
Scout!
Over the years, he's become a part of the family, filling lives with a little love, becoming a bright spot for anyone who's having a rough day.
If you're laying there and things are not going right, he'll get up on the bed and lay down. When you get up, well, then he'll get up and like he's done his work and he goes on.
To have somebody to talk to that will just sit there and listen and likes to be petted, it brings joy to both the staff and the residents.
Scout's heartwarming tale has people around the world sending in donations, and his celebrity status online is now helping the shelter he ran from all those years ago.
And that was Jared Hill reporting. Check this out. An ice cream shop, especially for dogs, has opened in Virginia. Salty Paws is located in the West Broad Village Shopping Center in Western Henrico County. The 2,000 square foot storefront features an ice cream bar with more than 10 dog-friendly flavors like peanut butter and pumpkin. Truffles the cat has a very important mission. Next, her owner shares how she is helping kids feel their best. We end by looking at life through the eyes of a child by way of one very cool cat. Jan Crawford brings it all into focus.
Show me the apple. Good job.
In her spare time, Truffles the kitty knows a lot of tricks.
Can you give me a high five for that? Awesome.
But she's got an important day job. She models glasses for kids.
Kids just really related to her right from the very beginning.
At this Pennsylvania eye clinic, kids are excited to copy this rescue cat who loves wearing one of her 25 pairs of glasses.
What are we missing generally with kids and vision?
I feel like the moment a child gets glasses is such an important moment in their life, and it's always been my goal that I create a positive and fun memory.
Fingers crossed. A quarter of kids like Joella have a vision issue that goes undiagnosed, and it's not always fun for kids who feel different or find doctors scary. That's where Truffles comes in.
Truffles and Joella, they both are different. And they both have a heart to help.
Kids all over the world now look to Truffles.
How does Truffles look?
An online sensation to show them how it's done.
Thank you, Truffles.
But for all her good works, at heart, she's a cat.
She kind of seems like she owns the place.
She definitely must feel like she owns the place.
Jan Crawford, CBS News, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Everyone looks so stylish. Go Truffles. Thanks so much for joining us for 9 on the Positive Side this weekend. But one last thing before we go, take a look at these dogs go. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you next time on 9 on the Positive Side.